Hi, my name is Karen Thompson. I wanted to tell everyone that I know what the Marines are going through that are being taken into custody and put in psych wards. I've been in Wisconsin for about 12 years, and I was diagnosed in Minnesota with a mental illness, and in order to pay for my medication, I got on disability because the medication is so expensive. About $600 for 30 pills. It's been turned into a generic, but it's still basically unaffordable. Anyhow, I've been on disability for 12 years, and I'm attempting to get off by doing a tattoo apprenticeship. All I want to say is that what's happening to the Marines is that they're being evaluated by the county that they live in, and it varies from state to state. But if you are put into a healthcare center, it's sometimes called, or a mental institution, and you can have a hearing in 9 days, at least in Wisconsin. And if you're then forcibly admitted to a mental hospital, not just a psych ward, it has to be a mental hospital or health center, your right to bear arms is taken away, and you are labeled mentally defective, which is still the term, and or dangerous. So it doesn't really even let you know which one it is. It's just you get admitted to the mental hospital, and then you don't have any trial about whether or not your rights are taken away. You just receive a document in the paper that says you can no longer bear arms. This is not new. However, once you're put on at least in Wisconsin, once you're put on a mental health commitment, at this point, your right to bear arms is taken away immediately until the commitment is over. The thing about being on a commitment, which is similar to the directions that you have with being on probation or parole, is that, no drugs, no illicit behavior. You are obligated to take the drugs that are prescribed by a doctor. It's all based on your behavior. If they don't like your behavior or your progress, then they will recommit you at the time that your commitment review comes up. Unlike probation and parole that give you a set charge and a set length of probation or parole, commitments can be renewed your whole life. You can be, what I'm saying is, I've been going through this for 12 years. I started out on this last commitment because I tried to kill myself on October 4th. And since then, I have left St. Clair County, gone to Pierce County, and I started advocating for Ron Paul after hearing about him in Black Duck, Minnesota, and immediately went to the street, and with big signs, and wrote stuff all over my minivan, and I started advocating for Ron Paul in the hours of the day in River Falls, Wisconsin, that the Western Wisconsin Democrats were collecting signatures for the Recall Walker petition. And the county and the city and all these people saw me doing this, and I was arrested 2-3 days before winter solstice for knocking over the Recall Walker card table, which apparently was in the news. I found out about that after it happened, and that really had nothing to do with the Recall Walker petitioning. I just want to let you know that there are a lot of people going through what the Marines are going through. This is a loophole in the system that obviously someone has been exploiting for years. No one has been, I've never seen anybody advocate for mental illness except for Paul Wellstone. And he died and parity was enacted, but now they're exploiting the parity law by exploiting people on disability, because once you're on a commitment, the county doesn't necessarily pay for the services they are forcing you to do. You have to pay through your insurance or else your bills rack up. I've been receiving bills from St. Clair County for years. I've been on insurance. I've been, I'm saying that a 30-day mental health stay can cost $30,000. I was in a mental institution for a month or two or something like that this year, and my rights were taken away. My insurance paid for all of that, and now I'm in a group home, and they don't like my behavior, so they put me on house restriction. They say I can't drive my car. If you don't follow the rules, you have consequences. If they don't like your behavior, which, I don't know how I went from trying to kill myself and getting services to a whole bunch of this stuff. That's not the help that I needed, and now they're scrutinizing my behavior instead of the ultimate reason of, like, depression and whatnot. Anyway, I have much sympathy for the Marines taken in, the individuals taken in. No one really understands the law of the mental health commitments besides a thing called corporation counsel. So when you get to the hearing within 9 days in Wisconsin, then your lawyer basically, which is a public defender, doesn't really have proper representation for you, and ultimately the judge will be like siding with corporation counsel in the interest of helping you, which is the problem with big government and the socialism that is coming out of the Obama administration. The bigger the government is, the more people that put taxes in for these services. Not everybody wants these services. It is not a lavish lifestyle to be on disability. You're below poverty level or at it. The only thing you benefit from is having insurance. And in that case, they're just exploiting the insurance. It's a big, complicated mess. But I think that the government found a loophole to take away these important Marines' duties of bearing arms correctly and respectably. This is unfair to the country. People in mental institutions have no voice. You don't get a phone call. Everything, you have to have a calling card. If you don't have family to reach out to, you see no one. Look at me. Do I look like I belong anywhere but jail? I've never been to jail. I've been arrested for disorderly conduct. It's worse to get a speeding ticket than it is to get a disorderly conduct. It's not even, it's a misdemeanor. It's just a fine. But I've never been to jail. I've never been to prison. And I've been in and out of mental institutions my whole life for just asinine things that have nothing to do with anything except stepping a toe out of line. The system is not working. We need change and adjustment. Nobody's rights are trampled on more than a mental health patient. A lot of these mental health facilities are actually in buildings that used to be those really bad mental institutions back when they were corralling people. My great-grandmother was in an institution, locked away until she died. She got a pine box. We found that out when my grandmother died. She told my family that she had died when she was 10, when in actuality she got institutionalized, and they locked her up and forgot about her and died. If I would have been diagnosed early, I probably wouldn't be in this situation. A lot of people have mental illnesses, not all of them on disability. All I'm saying is, something's got to change, and it stopped at Wellstone, and now no one's advocating for the mentally ill. There's no research. There's more research for cancer and AIDS than there is for mental health research. I love you all. Vote Ron Paul.